What's good, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome back to the Water Boys channel. As today I will be diving into two wide receiver prospects that could have made themselves first round draft picks today in the 2022 NFL Combine. We are underway. Of course, I will be covering wide receivers because it's the funnest position I love to cover. But with that as well, please be sure to subscribe to the channel because I will talk about anything Kansas City Chiefs related. That means any Chiefs needs, Chiefs free agency news, Chiefs draft news, anything you want, I have you Chiefs related. And without further ado, let's dive into these two guys that caught my eye today. So before deeply going into this too, because this will be up for debate, and I don't think it's going to be one of the popular debate among Chiefs fans if they should take a wide receiver in round one. I know there's bigger needs, but wide receiver is also a big need, as we do know as well. You got Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill who are doing their things, and there is a report out there that Tyreek Hill looks like he is getting close to an extension with the Chiefs, which helps them immensely. One, we need Hill long term. I don't care what anyone says, if they think he's slowing down, if he's not a big enough receiver. He's the perfect receiver for this offense, so let's get over that. And one, he's not slowing down. So let's cut all that out the way. And number two, signing him to a long-term deal before free agency starts, or even if free agency is in play, whatever, that makes a lot more cap room, which KC can have fun during free agency and they can do whatever they want. So that deal is necessary because KC seems like they want to be spenders. So that means extending Hill will help that along the way. Now, another point why a lot of people might not want to focus on the wide receiver is because we got cornerback needs. We got defensive tackle needs. We might have safety needs. We have right tackle needs. And a lot of people might think wide receiver is not a necessity. But again, McCole Hardman, he had his, I don't want to say coming out party, but he did perform better than years before. And honestly, he's performed even better than what Sammy Watkins has ever done for us. So let's put that into effect as well. But again, I do not think McCole Hardman is a number 2 on this team. Pause that though. I do think he has a crucial role on this team where he can be a playmaker and be more involved in this offense. But I think there's better number 2s, whether you find them in free agency or this draft, that can help this team go back to the levels of how they were in a Super Bowl year and be unstoppable again. Now I'm going to dive right into it. The two guys who caught my eye, and they caught my eye before the Combine even started, but I think would be interesting fits. And the first guy I'm going to mention is actually more of an interesting fit. The more I've seen him in Combine, the more I see his name pop up. Skyy Moore. Now, again, people are going to dive on me on this one also because they'll be like, yeah, he had an amazing Combine, but KC needs to stop jumping all over these small receivers that just run fast, and that's going to be the death of them towards the end. Listen, I get it. We want one of those big play receivers. That's why they went after Josh Gordon. They're even looking for guys like that. But in the end, I just want a receiver who is good at football. I want a playmaker. And I don't care if it comes at a guy who's 5'8", and I don't care if it comes at a guy who's 6'4". If he plays football and he's really good at it, get him on this team. And that's exactly what Skyy Moore is. Skyy Moore, he's a 5'11", 195, and a playmaker. He's an interesting type of athlete receiver to me, and athlete is the key term to phrase him as, because when you watch his tape, it's just so interesting. He's 5'11", but he plays like he's 6'2" or 3. I see him jumping over defenders, and then he proved he's got the speed today. Now, unofficially, he ran a 4.28, clocked back in at a 4.38, still fast. Still burners. Not a lot of people are going to catch him. Not in the NFL also. So he's going to be interesting. And then you just watch his tape. This is why I think he's interesting. He's got the speed of, like, I'm not going to say as a Hill or Hardman, but he's damn near close. And that'd be interesting. Another component on this offense. And I don't want to underutilize what Hunter Renfrow does. But also, too, he's got that nice quick footwork, too. And if he keeps working on his craft with that, someone that speed and then has that type of technique to move on the line like that and lose a defender, that's a lot of what he does on the tape. And then also the fact he plays like he's around 6'3", like the tape speaks for itself. You guys watch his highlights. It's not just him flying across the field, which a lot of it is because he's very fast, but also too, you see him jumping over DB's shoulders. You see him fighting for contested balls, which you don't see in a lot of small wide receivers. You just see them burn, and then that's it. Definitely if they got the speed. And that's where it's interesting. You have a receiver his speed, and then he can also be a possession receiver because he catches slants, he catches curl routes. I'm not saying he has the tree down to a T or anything like that, because one, I haven't dove into the tape like that, but also I might start doing draft player profiles before the draft comes and just make a dedicated video on certain players and just have highlight film and just my reaction to them and see how that goes, because that might be a fun take. And I want to see more of Skyy Moore too. I've only seen 2 highlight videos and then this combine, and his stock is starting to blow up. I've seen mock drafts before the Chiefs were coming that they would take him in the 2nd round. This is what the combine does. He will be a 1st round pick. He might not even be there when Kansas City picks. He might be picked before the likes of a Jahan Dotson. That might be the most riskiest I want to go. I don't want to say some receivers will fall, like Traylon Burks. He had a really good combine, but people were like, oh, he ran a 4.55, acting like that ain't fast. That's still really fast. But they expect these receivers to blow it out the water. And a type of combine like this will put scouts dialed in right on the guy. They don't care if it's better than anyone else. He might even go higher than a Jameson Williams just because of a torn ACL, and I could be wrong. I should be wrong, because, man, if Jameson Williams was here in this combine, I swear he would have ran like a 4.1. People were flying across the field today. It's crazy. I think this is one of the fastest 40s we've seen this year on a lot of people. Like, you've seen a lot of 4.4s and under. They were unofficial times, but still very fast, because even when the official ones came out, still very highly impressive. But Skyy Moore, I think if he's there for KC, I wouldn't be mad whatsoever if KC win the pick. I know we need pass rushers. I know we need cornerbacks. And I know we want this defense to be top notch. But it's fun watching the Chiefs blow the top off of teams. And if they can add another weapon, which Skyy Moore would definitely be, and let's focus on the defense and free agency. And then you can go vice versa. They can focus on the offense and free agency. That's what makes all of this fun. This is all just straight speculation, and we don't know what's going to happen. But that's why I make a lot of these videos, because it's fun to live in the moment and just dream. And there's another guy that will be fun to dream about in this offense too, George Pickens. You guys heard me mention him before, and he's an interesting prospect. Of course, coming off an ACL, didn't really play much of this year. Actually, not at all. He played in the championship game, and even that one catch he had in the championship game, like amazing, 50 yards, and it was a diving catch too. He looks phenomenal, and people are going to undersell it as well, because he ran a 4.4, which, again, really fast. We get too carried away by seeing these 4.2s and 4.3s, but a 4.4 is impressive, and the official time was a 4.8. Still very impressive for a guy moving at 6'3" and over 200 pounds. That's the receiver Chiefs Kingdom wants. That's the type of receiver Chiefs Kingdom praises about. And no, let's not get it confused either. Chiefs Kingdom, they love Georgia receivers. McCall Hardman, Chris Conley. We focus on them boys that come out of Georgia. And if we just watch the stats, if you put side by side Skyy Moore and George Pickens, Skyy Moore had an amazing year this year. Now, prior years, it wasn't nothing too crazy. This was his breakout year. So that'll keep a lot of scouts like, is he worth the 1st round pick? But again, it's just how he interviews, how he performs at this combine, and that's what will take it to the next level. And also, too, he's in a smaller school, so how does he perform at the next level? But we see a lot of these small school studs, they take over. It's all about that work ethic in the NFL, and if you got that heart, you would perform. And then George Pickens, his numbers every year. This was supposed to be his year, and then, of course, the ACL came in, and unfortunately, his stats aren't that impressive whatsoever. But what is impressive by him, it just seems like every time he touches the ball, he's a freak of nature. Like, he makes contested catches, he runs away from people, he's an athletic freak, and it would just be fun. I know this is what a lot of Chiefs fans dream about. Like, we love having the Tyreek Hills, we love watching McCall Hardman break jet sweeps, we love Travis Kelce doing his little jukes and spins away from defenders. We want to see the big guy just mossing someone, and that would be fun to see. We rarely see it in this offense. That's what we were hoping for when we got Josh Gordon. The answer's still out on him, but I feel like he's just going to cover a Demarcus Robinson role next year, which, hey, if Josh Gordon performs very well, I'd take him over Demarcus Robinson. But again, it's out on him. So we'll have to wait and see. But George Pickens, I think he slid his stock into the first round. Because remember, too, if he played a full season and to the expectations of what everyone thought, he might have been the number one number one receiver in the draft. A lot of people are getting caught up in the hype, too, of Drake London. Athletic freak, big guy, and everything like that. George Pickens is that guy as well, and I think he's more athletic. I think the tangibles are there, and I think he's more of a complete receiver. It's crazy too, and he ran a 4.4, little less than a year after tearing his ACL. Just imagine what a full off season with the team learning the playbooks, getting everything down, perfecting his craft. He's going to be something special, and he might be the best receiver in the draft. And that's what it's going to come down to with a lot of these receivers in the draft that people don't get. And you should, definitely with every position. Team matters because, I kind of want to take that back, but team does matter. But, for example, on St. Brown on the Lions, you also got to take advantage of your opportunities. There's not a number one wide receiver on the Lions. He took advantage of that opportunity and had a great rookie year. But for instance, then you can play with a quarterback like Mahomes, who you know he's going to get you the ball. You know Andy Reid dials up passes like crazy. So Skyy Moore or George Pickens, I think will explode in this offense. But if I had to think, I was trying to think of a receiver that I don't think would succeed in this offense, and it's crazy to think. And it might not be the popular thing to say, because I don't know, and I know a lot of people are in love with him right now. And a lot of people have him as the number one wide receiver in the draft, but like Drake London, for example, I don't think he would succeed in this offense. I don't know what it is. He's not my popular pick. Now you can roast me in the comments down below, but I would love a Chris Olave, which I'm going to dead that dream right now. When you run a 4.26, yes, unofficial, there's no way. He might be the first receiver off the board. And then Garrett Wilson, he will look amazing in this offense as well. But he ran a 4.3. Those Ohio State boys, they drinking something in that water, but they'll be long gone beforehand. Drake London, I don't know, because that could be another one, like I said, where Skyy Moore might be taken above him. Maybe a George Pickens might be taken above him. It's just the team that's more interested. So it's going to be interesting to say. But I'm going to close off this video because I find it a very interesting topic, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Let me know. George Pickens, Skyy Moore. If I got to take and think about it, I might like Skyy Moore in this offense. I know we want that tall guy, but we know these smaller athletic wide receivers, they fit in this offense. And if he's available at 30, hey, take the risk. Or, I know there's a lot of you that'll comment down below, we don't need another wide receiver, we better not waste one in round one. Let me know why you don't want to waste that in round one. But with that, I am closing out on this video. Please do subscribe, because I will be checking back in with you tomorrow on another free agency hypothetical that you guys do not want to miss out on. And with that, I'm taking out. You guys, be sure to like this video before it ends.